What is up, you guys? My name is Austin Marks and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm currently a respiratory therapist who is pursuing the physician assistant career path. On my channel I make videos talking about respiratory therapy, and I'm also documenting my journey to become a PA. So if you want to see any of that, make sure you like and subscribe. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about if a respiratory therapist needs a bachelor's degree, if they need an associate's degree, why get one versus the other, and I'm going to be telling you my opinion. I'm also going to be giving a couple different facts to back up my opinion a little bit, because like I said, it's my opinion. So by 2030, they want the majority of respiratory therapists to go ahead and have bachelor's degrees. However, I don't think that's going to happen at all. This is the same for nursing. A lot of people want nurses to have bachelor degrees. However, I know a lot of nurses who only have an associate's degree. Now, we can look at, bachelor's degree versus an associate's degree. What is better? Who's the better nurse? Who's the better RT? I know plenty of nurses and plenty of respiratory therapists who are absolutely amazing and they only have an associate's degree. So just because you have a higher degree does not make you smarter, does not make you better. So I want you to replay those last 10 seconds and listen to that over and over again. Having a higher degree does not make you smarter, and it does not make you better. So why get one versus the other? So that's totally preference, in my opinion. I think you have a bachelor's degree, you can pretty much do a lot of different things compared to only having an associate's degree. So should you get a bachelor's in respiratory? I think my bachelor's in respiratory has helped me as a respiratory therapist. However, if I wasn't going on the path I was going on, I think I definitely would have got it in something different if I was going to get it at all. I probably wouldn't have got it at all, just because I don't think I need it as a respiratory therapist. I think that an associate's is perfectly fine. Anything else that I'm going to learn on the job or by myself. So that's what my bachelor's was. It was a lot of learning new information, a lot of teaching, a lot of management skills. So I think personally you can definitely learn that on the job. You can have someone mentor you, train you, rather than paying an extra $10,000 for a piece of paper. Stating that, I think starting out, every respiratory therapist should only get an associate's degree. I believe this because you can start working with an associate's degree. You can go ahead and take your boards with an associate's degree. You can get licensed with an associate's degree. Plus you can get all your special credentials with only an associate's degree. Now I believe that if you are someone who likes to improve yourself, go ahead and get a bachelor's degree, because that'll definitely make you stand out from the crowd. So if a respiratory therapist was getting hired and one person had a associate's, the other person had a bachelor's degree, they may look at that bachelor's degree as better. However, I know if I was a manager and I was hiring somebody, I would look at different personal skills that the person has versus just a piece of paper. So if you're getting an associate's degree and you do want to get your bachelor's, make sure that you get your associate's first, you get a job, and you make sure that they have tuition reimbursement, and then they're going to pay for your bachelor's degree. So this is what I did. My hospital has no commitment, so therefore they're paying completely for my bachelor's degree, and then I don't gotta stay there any longer. I can go ahead and start a PA school as long as I get accepted right away, and that's a win-win situation right there. I went to school for very cheap at a community college. I went to a higher institution / university for my bachelor's degree, so that looks really good, and I only paid half the price because it costs a whole lot more at that bigger university than it does at that smaller community college. Plus, I'm continuing my education. I'm making fantastic money as a respiratory therapist. It's just a win-win situation overall, if you ask me. So in my opinion, do you need a bachelor's? No. Should you get a bachelor's? That's totally up to you. Should it be in respiratory? Once again, that's totally up to you as well. You can go through healthcare management, go business. There's so many different options. You don't necessarily have to get it in respiratory. I'm getting mine in respiratory because it was the quickest and easiest path to help lead me on to my career choice, to becoming a PA, and that's why I chose that. Now, I have another video talking about my experience in my bachelor's program. I really enjoy it. I go over many different details. I should graduate this summer, and I'm going to make a detailed video talking about all my different classes, how were they, just everything in general. So that's kind of what my other video is now, except for that was only about halfway through my program. So if you guys have any questions about bachelors or not, make sure you leave in the comments. So another thing that I want to go ahead and talk about is a lot of places don't really pay you if you're just a normal floor respiratory therapist or you work in the units and you have a bachelor's degree. So some programs or some hospitals will go ahead and they'll pay you maybe $1 extra. Other hospitals, they have a point system. So for every credential you get, such as the adult critical care specialist, the neonatal specialist, the neonatal pediatric specialist, maybe you're an asthma educator, plus your bachelor's, they give you points for each individual credential or degree that you have. It may not even have to be in respiratory, just you have a different degree. They add all those points together and then you'll go ahead and get paid a little bit more based on your points. My hospital doesn't do this, but I've heard of other hospitals doing it. Essentially, if I got my bachelor's, or when I do finish my bachelor's, I don't think I'm gonna get a darn thing, which sucks, but it's what I need to do to get to where I want to go. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you. See you guys in the next one.